Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night from around the world, wherever you are. Welcome to Nomadium 4. This is the first cast of the quarterfinals, guys. We made it. We are now in the playoffs now. This is the top 8 teams that registered, and these teams are going to duke it out in best of 5s. See who will be crowned the victor of Nomadium 4. First match we're looking at today, the one that we're going to cast today, is T2H versus LAT Legionarios. T2H coming from the upper bracket, I believe, and LAT Legionarios coming from the lower bracket. And let's take a look at the picks and bans. Let's take a look at the bans first. So T2H, they can't pick Egyptians, Inca, Indians, Spanish. And LAT can't pick Lakota, Inca, Nubians, Spanish. So notably, if you've seen the stats, it's very interesting. This Egyptians ban, I think we've seen a lot of teams go for the instant Lakota Inca ban. Inca's kind of I think very widely seen as the best tier 2 nation. Tier 1, it's a little bit more contested, but I mean, a lot of teams have been banning Lakota, and Egyptians is a very interesting ban. It's not even like, not even a Japanese ban, that's kind of the other standard ban. We are seeing here an Egyptians ban, and I think this is to do with the first map. Because of this quarterfinals, the first game has to start on Great Lakes, and so by banning Egyptians, you're stopping your opponent from taking lakes on that first pick. Very interesting. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. I don't know a ton about either of these teams, to be honest. I've watched a few of their games, but we're going to have to see what exactly is happening here. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I see a bunch of people who are joining in the chat. How's it going, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well today. Decided to start an earlier stream so the folks in Europe could watch a bit before bed. Hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 1, shall we? I think I've got everything set up. It's been a hot second since I've done one of these streams. Okay. Righty. So, here I've got the games loaded up, and let's jump into game number 1. T2H versus LAT Legionarios. Game 1. Alright, folks, welcome to game number 1. Here we are in a 3v3, it looks like, on Great Lakes. This is an interesting map, the color of Great Lakes. Let's take a look at the players and their nations. For the side of T2H, this is a top team. We've got DXB, the tier 1 player, playing Lakota. Dark Knight, the tier 2 player, playing Bantu. And Hullabaloo, the tier 3 player, playing Greeks. On the other side, for LAT Legionarios, they've got Dragonio, the tier 1 player, playing Japanese. Oh gosh, how do you pronounce his name? I'm sorry. I'm gonna just say Mick. We'll call Mick for now. I'm sorry to any speakers and whatever this is. I'm really sorry, I don't know how to pronounce. We'll call him Mick. Mick is playing Bantu as tier 2, and playing for fun is playing French as tier 3. So, very interesting choice here. First of all, I'm going to note that LAT did not pick Egyptians. This is Lakes, of course, one of the best maps for Egyptians. They didn't pick it here. They chose to go for Japanese. I think it's an interesting choice, but I don't really love it. I think Egyptians are quite good on this map, on Great Lakes, and if your opponent, this is the best map for Egyptians. Japanese are good on any map. Their opponents, they went for the Lakota. The Lakota was unbanned, so they're going to snatch it up. Let's see how it is. I think so far, the Lakota is, I believe, Lakota has a 0% win rate out of the games they've played. So very interesting. We'll have to see if DXB is able to make something happen with it. Tier 2 picks Bantu is similar. I think Bantu is a good choice for this map. You're able to grab territory with that second city, have fast infantry to run around the map and raid, and then of course the population limit in the late game is very, very helpful. The tier 3 picks, I think, I slightly like for T2H, I think Greeks doesn't fit super well with the Lakota game plan, honestly. I think if you pick Lakota on this map on Great Lakes, you're I feel like you probably want to go aggressive, and I think Greeks are kind of one of the more passive tier 3 nations, especially compared to some like Nubians, Indians, whatever. And so like I kind of think that it's you kind of want a different nation. So the synergy there, not amazing, but maybe early medieval age and attacks like that, maybe that would be strong. On the other side, French is definitely a great nation, pretty good on this map, all things considered. And so we'll have to see what's going to happen. Let's take a look at where the players are located. So we've got, let's start with T2H. So we've got on this left side, we've got the green Greeks player, Hullabaloo. That's a tier 3 player. In the pocket, white Lakota player. That's a tier 1 player, DXB. And finally, on this right side, the blue Bantu player, Dark Knight, playing tier 2 as Bantu. Right across, like literally, this is so close. Wow, these spawns are super duper close. The purple French player playing for fun. That's their tier 3 player. In the pocket, the yellow Japanese player, Dragonia, and I think Spiridon said Alan. This is Alan, I believe, playing Bantu, tier 2. And on this left side, so interesting split here. I think obviously this right side is going to be the most contentious so far, because these players are so close to each other. I think I got to give the edge to T2H. Having your Lakota player in the pocket like this is really helpful because your opponents have no idea where you could build, right? Usually, if you're a Lakota player and you're on the wing, like on the side here, you would not build across the map for the most part. And so being in the pocket gives you a lot of flexibility. Let's take a look at the ruin counts here. DXB, a Lakota player having 275 runes, 300 runes now. This is one of the main powers of Lakota. You know, using all your citizens to scout, you're going to have a lot more runes, and you're going to have a lot faster of a start than your opponents. Hullabaloo and Dragonia are dragging quite a bit with only 1 ruin each, playing for fun with 3, and Dark Knight and Alan doing very well for themselves, 5 and 6 runes respectively. And if we take a look at the libraries, it seems DXB is the first one with commerce already putting down a market, and you can see the library text here. 0010 means that they've researched commerce, and we do see Dragonia following with that commerce shortly after. You know, slightly faster for the Lakota player. Let's talk quickly through the rares, because I have a feeling we're going to see some action down here very soon. For T2H, they've got, let's see, they've got furs, they've got diamonds, there's a copper, a marble, whatever. There's a wool in the back. There's ice, and in the center there's a silk, as well as a sugar. On the other side for LAT, they've got salts, they've got tobacco. There's a silver, a wine, obsidian, cotton. I think I gotta give the slight edge to T2H. I think furs and diamonds are pretty good on this map. They have a few knowledge rares. Oh, there's a horse. Apologies. Compared to their opponents, I mean, their opponents have silver, which I would say is on par with furs, but nothing really insane. And we do see early military. This is a great military one for Dark Knight, as well as playing for fun. So they've both gone straight military one. Dark Knight being a little bit faster, already has the bowman up, and is actually sending the bowman the wrong direction. Does not scout this barracks in time, and so is not able to... Actually, might be able to plant. A little bit spooky here. This is a very forward barracks, and we do see playing for fun has pulled citizens to finish this barracks. I don't think this is going to go up, or at least... yeah, this is going to get canceled. 3 units out for Dark Knight. See how many more they make. The more they make, barracks is going up in the back. This should be this should go up. These poplites have a long way to run. Maybe not. 6 wood, enough for 1 bowman. Yeah, this barracks is actually going to go up. I assume I'm going to see a bowman. Yep, go. And we'll see what Dark Knight wants to do with this early advantage. You know, denying your opponent's barracks for a little bit is very nice, and it's going to go commerce off the back of that. There is actually going to be a military from Dragonio here, going over here, and DXB also with the military. Where is the... you see the Lakota player making use of the massive center. Back over here, still annoying events here. Where is the hoplite? Hoplite is running down the center, and units are super annoying. Bantu, you know, very good at outmaneuvering your opponent here and able to kite around. We do see some reasonable micro from both players here. Dark Knight trying to keep his units healthy. You want to keep these as healthy as you can, and all these citizens from Playing for Fun. Well, I'm curious. How much Playing for Fun's killed one and lost one? Not terrible actually. Only made one slinger, one archer, right? That barracks is finished up. Looks like DXB has gone for Commerce 2. You can see that in the library with that power of the silk in the center. Left side, we see a civic from Alan, and military going up as well. Greek's player is actually going to go for civic as well. Hoplite is raiding in the back here for Dark Knight. Dark Knight poking away. There's no barracks here, and Hoplite is very annoying to deal with because you have to send your archer all the way back. Where are the rest of Dark Knights? Scouting around. Is this something you like to do? And it looks like T2H have taken an early lead in this game, number one. You see a pretty large attack here on Dark Knight's citizens, and Dark Knight really doesn't have much here to defend. He's two bowmen. There's a heavy infantry and archers coming along, so he probably needs a little bit of help, or he needs to make more units. Currently, he does not have resources for bowmen. He definitely doesn't want to be slowed down anymore. He already tested quite early, but Dragon Neo doing a little bit of sloppy micro here, just attacking a woodcutter's camp that is currently empty. And Dark Knight gonna keep a unit alive. All these citizens being pretty fast. Micro from both players. Blue finishing up Science 1. Archers are gonna get chased down quite a bit. I think Dragon Neo overmade archers here. He did not need to make this last archer. He's gonna keep his archer alive. It's at 4 HP. Go, citizen, go! Punch him! He's gonna get kicked out. Archer with 1 HP got away. Alright, early raid here in the center. Bantu player raiding the center of the Lakota player. This is very bad news for DXB. Lost 1 citizen, I believe. Yeah, 1 citizen, and then he's also lost his merchant. Finishing up science right now. This side, Hullabaloo just finished up his barracks. It's being up now. Right side, a nice little tower. He's going to that diamond safe. So, this is a nice move from LAT. You know, Alan used Bantu power, raiding the middle, and definitely slowing down the Lakota player quite a bit. T2H is now aging. Hold loose or so. Like, no. Archer shooting a city. Oh, water battles here. Lakota player in the water. Trireme. Trireme's gonna lose this fight, I believe. Classical Age is finished for T2H. For DXB, I'm in. Wood camp is also gonna get raided. Very annoying to deal with. Alan doing very good job. Is aging up now. The next player to age up. Honestly, Playing for Fun. Not doing amazing. Still needs to max out that food, but all things considered, is doing okay compared to Dark Knight. Dark Knight does not have any. Does have fish. He's gonna finish up that civic. So these Bantu units are being very annoying. Can this Hoplite survive? No, it's not. It's gonna get picked off by DXB's units. Lar all aging. Barracks is actually burning in Bantu territory right now. Alan probably built that a little too forward. How did this archer pick up all the units? he's gonna die from an archer. Surprised DXP didn't tower this area here, but he's actually gonna go for a very forward city down the center. It's a reasonable spot, you know, protect against infantry trades, etc., etc. This right side, let's take a look. Playing for Fun is actually aging up for the Bantu player because he skipped Civic. And you see a Colossus being thrown down by Dragon Neo. Good choice here. Currently, it's not looking like you're going to get overrun anytime soon. Take a look at Hullabaloo. Hullabaloo has gone for Commerce 2. Beginning to max out the eco, throwing down buildings. Still some raids over here. Double light ship, but this the power of Citrus. Yeah, no, this is their ship. So this is still T2H raiding away at these boats, being very, very annoying to deal with. Dragon Neo starting to make some ships themselves. And but here we see a nasty little raid here from all the way over here. Dark Knight on the other side of the map with the few units he has left, just very annoying raiding. And Dark Knight is going to age up now. I would not be surprised to see Death Spot here, to be honest, for Playing for Fun. He is behind, so maybe he needs to go Senator to like catch up. I'm not sure, but it goes low enough that he could Death Spot. It is a very late Death Spot, though. Probably Senator is better. No government from T2H yet. No military 2 from anybody yet either. It looks like just water action all the time. Dragon Neo gonna lose a ship. Curious what the kill count is right now. Here, the 9 and 6 for DXP. Overall, looks like T2H are slightly, very slightly. Lots of trades going on here. Looks like T2H are driven off temporarily. This fire round is going to get suicided. We do see a military 2 coming from DXP. And Republic for Alan here. Surprise there. Alan building the stable too far forward. Maybe it's going to build a fourth city. This is Civic 2. Fourth city up front, maybe? A bribe probably going to go down here for Hullabaloo. Going to bribe this stable. That would be a big win. I don't think this bribe is going to go off because of the spotlight. Actually, maybe it will. Yeah, use archers. And yeah, the stable is bribed. That's a nice win there for T2H. T2H still in a commanding lead. They are 300 points up. You see a death spot here for Playing for Fun, and Hanging Gardens for DXP. They have a. They're sending out cavalry to begin raid. No siege yet. Doesn't look like they're content to attack too much yet. Greek's player has science actually 2 in each tech. Wow, this Hullabaloo's library is looking very nice. Gonna go for pyramids. And yeah, we see Senator for Dark Knight. Looks like T2H, they've seen. Okay, well we've done a good job of slowing down the French player. We can just kind of boom up. We need to not die to this despot here. Double stable production for Playing for Fun. Usually you go double barracks as French despot, but no, you gotta do what you gotta do. I think Dark Knight needs to make units quickly. Doesn't have attrition or militia research. Out in the back. For here, LAT have secured control of their water for the time being, but we do see trireme upgrade, so that's galleys research. Units here for French despot player. Let's look at their eco. Actually, their metal is quite low, all things considered. Dragonio not really helping out, and there's a lot of cavalry, no heavy infantry here, and so cavalry are going to be, oh, sneaky, going into the water to try and avoid the opposing cavalry. They're going to try and eat away and take out these catapults. Despots at nearly, almost killed here. One catapult down. Militia upgrade is finished. Doesn't have enough money for attrition. Not even the capital, so pulling militia may not even be worth it. Attrition is starting to be researched. A lot of units for playing for fun, but I mean, still, Dark Knight is producing, as is T2H, or DXB, I mean. Lots of action here on the left side. On this right side, or on this right side, on this left side, oh, sneaky, going for a ambush or something, but is actually going to get picked off by a bunch of Hullabaloo's units here. Quite losing, I think, there maybe? Big fight here, massive militia pull. Attrition is finally researched. Militia are going to burn, and if Playing for Fun doesn't take the city, it looks pretty over for them on this side because they're going to lose a lot of militia here. Militia being pulled for Dark Knight as well. No archer upgrade. Massive battle here. This right side of the map. Dragonio with like 0 units here. But looks like Playing for Fun is coming out on top gradually. Oh, here we see more militia being pulled. Looks like the tide of the fight is turning. T2H are taking a lead with all these archers and healing from the center. Militia have burned out. Playing for Fun has lost like 15 militia maybe, so that looks like pretty jover on this side. Fly wagon and catapults are taken down, and yeah, Playing for Fun is kind of locked out. Only 10 knowledge income at this point compared to the 50 of Dark Knight. Look at this left side here. Catapults beginning to siege for Hullabaloo. Hullabaloo going for Science 3 before Medieval Age. They know they're probably well ahead in tech, so technically Alan up right now. Yeah, compare the knowledge incomes 140 to 85. I don't really see a way for LAT to get back into this game. Catapult's still sieging away. Big upgrade to Medieval Age right now, but going up in the moment. Maybe saving for Military 3 before Medieval Age. So on this right side, does have a catapult again for Playing for Fun, but does not nearly have enough units, and with the Lakota player just kind of, they're able to just chill out here, spam heavy cavalry. You know. Also with Science 3 themselves. Like, compare these libraries, right? Like, T2H way ahead at this point. Catapult's really forward here for Hullabaloo. If he... I don't think Alan knows that they're alone, though. Probably, maybe thinks they're, they're bluffing with those catapults. Yep, is going for that Military 3 over aging. Alright, here we go. T2H gonna start pushing in with a much larger combined army. Dragonio does not have Medieval Age, and so no crossbows. These bowmen aren't even upgraded. And Playing for Fun is gonna call it GG. Well played for T2H. You know, they took an early lead on this side, caused a lot of damage. They thwarted a despot, and honestly, LAT did not look that coordinated. I felt like Dragonio definitely could have helped out on this side a lot more, and Playing for Fun, you know, he took a lot of early damage, and you know, what can you do? You know what I mean? Like, he really needed help from his ally. DXB was helping out helping out Dark Knight quite a bit on this side with units, and I feel like Dragonair was just like not on the same page. When the Militia Rush happened, it was like, what, like 3 archers or something? Just totally not on the same page. You know, and so that is gonna result in T2H taking game number 1 against LAT on Great Lakes. Reminder, folks, this is best of 5, so this is best of 5, so LAT still have quite some chances to try and recover in this series. But this game is over. It's on this side, lots of fighting, crossbows. We're gonna go ahead and fast forward to the end of this game here. And yeah, that is gonna be it for game number 1. T2H take game 1 against LAT. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and update the score here. So T2H up 1 point against LAT. Go ahead and update the board. And we'll be back in about, probably like 5-ish minutes, I think. Okay, the board, the screen is updated. And we will be back in about 5 minutes. Hope you guys are doing well out there. We'll be back in 5 minutes for game number 2. See you guys then. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is ASC the Player. Thank you guys for joining us. We're about to start game number 2, T2H versus LAT Legionarios. T2H took a pretty convincing game number 1 after a unbanned Lakota, as well as a early attack from a Bantu player led to a really slow Despot. T2H just able to take that game pretty convincingly. Felt like LAT, the coordination wasn't super there, despite some good plays from Alan. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump into game. And here we go. T2H versus LAT Legionarios. Game 2. Alright folks, welcome to game number 2. It looks like we are in Great Sahara, so LAT have chosen Great Sahara. Let's take a look at the players and their nations. We'll go ahead and start with LAT this time. They've got Dragoneo playing Iroquois as the Tier 2 player, Alan playing Tier 3 as the Indians player, and playing for fun, Tier 4 as Chinese. On the other side for T2H, same players, they've got DXB, the Tier 2 player, playing Americans, Dark Knight, the Tier 3 player, playing Persians, and Hullabaloo, the Tier 4 player, playing Chinese. Definitely some interesting picks here, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, I feel like these T2H picks are not good for this. I mean, maybe I'll eat my words, but like, I mean, like, Persians are not bad on Sahara, in my opinion. Like, having an extra capital as well as elephants obviously are quite good. Cheaper civic research is pretty reasonable for a faster start. I mean, it's like, I think it's kind of like slightly worse Indians for the most part, as on this map. Americans on this map? I don't know, guys. I feel like any other map is better for me. Except for maybe like watering. This is like not an American map in my opinion. On the other side, I feel like LAT are a little bit more on our wavelength. They've got Iroquois, which is a pretty good nation in this map in my opinion for kind of making space. You usually go either commerce, military, or just straight military. And you know, your eco's not doing too bad because of your wood. Your wood gives you food. And so, you know, you're not going to fall too far behind. Your infantry are pretty reasonable, and it's pretty hard to attack into. Indians, kind of the superior elephant nation, in my opinion. The only thing is, since both teams have picked Chinese, as it's been said on stream before, I'm not a believer in this nation, especially on this map. I feel like they're super useless. They have like the 0 powers that are actually helpful before medieval age, in my opinion. Your science is a little cheaper. Okay, cool. Your citizens are made infinitely, which means you can't use you can't like manipulate ruins to get food. And your cities are large, which is cool, but it's like they just siege your city for like another 20 seconds and then they take it. You know, it's like I feel like a lot of the tier 4 nations are better than Chinese. But you know, who knows? Maybe we'll see an insane pop off this game. Let's take a look at the players and their nations. We'll go ahead and start with LAT here. We've got playing for fun, the Tier 4 player in the center playing Chinese. On the bottom side here, the green Indians player. This is Alan playing Indians. And on the left side, Dragoneo, the yellow Iroquois player. On the top side, their opponents, T2H. This is DXB, the Tier 2 player playing Americans. Over here on the top side, we've got Dark Knight, the red Persians player, and then in the center, Hullabaloo, the purple Chinese player. So interesting choice. Both teams, they've chosen to walk their Chinese player to the center, and so now it's a Chinese versus Chinese face-off. Definitely interesting choice. Usually, I think the like general vibe I've heard is you want to send your like fastest nations to the center so they can kind of do things, but honestly, I don't really mind the double Chinese. You're kind of just like sacking this nation no matter what and just kind of letting the other people play their game. Because again, walking to the center is quite the cost. It also depends on where you spawn. You know, if you're already close, you might as well just go for it. So not a bad choice from either side. I think this game is going to be quite fast though, because I mean, look at this map. They're like literally all the 6 players are basically like on half of it roughly. And so I feel like there's going to be a lot of conflict in the center area. This is Sahara, of course, so a lot of open space for conflict, not much wood, not many resources, very hard to get wealth and such. So let's take a look at the rune count. Looks like Hullabaloo is struggling the most with 0 ruins. Usually you don't see this. Usually players are able to at least get 1. And Dark Knight doing the best with 5 ruins themselves. We see 3 and 4 for the other players. Fairly reasonable. I'd say the ruins are reasonably balanced, aside from Hullabaloo, who is struggling with the ruins. Does have a ruin right there. Can we this? I assume they will. Look at that. Chinese player having to walk all the way to the center. No surprise there that they are a little bit late. Not able to get many runes. But the library is going down, and we see many players starting up. Yep, commerce here. I assume this will be a commerce for Alan. Your Iroquois player is just finishing up the library. Might be a, oh yeah, this is a great military one for Dragoneo. On the other side, DXB looks like commerce money to Civic 1 for Dark Knight. And is going to go Civ in the back here. Nice little choice there. I actually am a little surprised he's not civing forward. But I guess they haven't scouted this furs, which is a little unfortunate for T2H. You know, if you cived here, it would be very nice because you could cover that furs as well as this wood line. Where is... I want to know where Dragoneo's citizen is. Because Dragoneo just went... Here it is. So we do see this barracks here for Dragoneo. The nice thing about going early civic like this is your city is not going to be denied by military 1. Right, like as long as you're reasonably fast, your second city is never going to get denied. Yeah, that second city does go up for Dark Knight, finishing up Commerce 1 now. Looks like Hullabaloo did go for the Commerce 1. Let's talk rares really quick. For LAT, they've got... Well, there's a furs that they're fighting over, but I think they're going to sneak it here for playing for fun. Back here, there's a sugar, there's a pappy, there's a citrus, a cotton, silver, and and there's a diamond. Then all these rares on in the other world, if you all the way over here, there's a relics, there's a spice. On the other side for T2H, they've got spice, they've got wine. All right, wait, sorry, that's furs they can probably cover with a tower. There's a gems, there's an amber. Got wine, silk, and the pappy. I'd say T2H have a slight edge, especially because they have... Actually, no, they're going to grab this first. Alright, here we go. Dragoneo with that early military 1 has made 2 units. Are they going to make a 3rd unit? Yes, they will. And going to deny this wood camp from Dark Knight. This is already reasonable. The city from Playing for Fun going to grab this furs, and that's going to be a nice win for LAT. Being able to use furs in the late game is very nice. Looks like a bunch of commerce civic for everybody else that's not in Dragoneo. What is Hullabaloo? Hullabaloo is going military 1, so... Heavy infantry starting to raid Hullabaloo, trying to be annoying. I don't think they've gotten any kills. Maybe they got 1 kill. Got 1. That's here. No kills. Citizens are quite hardy. Hullabaloo is going to go for that barracks, going to try and get up some archers. Actually, doesn't have enough wood. He's going to get enough wood momentarily, but any side, no, this is pretty good micro from Hullabaloo, trying to keep damaged ones back and try not to take too much. Try not to take too many kills here. Archers. But has no more wood for Hullabaloo. No, if Dragoneo had a slinger, I think he'd actually cut off Hullabaloo and would probably force another military. You see Dark Knight here going for archers with that barracks. The other side here does look like DXB has chosen to civ back. Americans. No, sorry, this is. Never mind. I lied. I guess not civing directly for probably need. Over here, still more action on this side. The spearmen have been driven away by this archer. The tower is going to go up for Playing for Fun. I see a scout here for Dragoneo. Not actually able to see very much. I would like to see Dragoneo move it, but they do. Curious where Hullabaloo's second city is going to go. I kind of feel like you actually want to civ back and civ on this. take a look at the scouting for both teams. T2H done an alright job scouting. They've scouted about half the map, whereas for LAT, they've scouted more of the map, I would say, slightly more. Both teams are missing the opposite corner, but otherwise doing reasonably. Power is going to go up here on this side. It's going to be used. Alright, look at Dragonio. How's Dragonio doing? Dragonio is finished up Civic 1. No, even though that was a pretty fast military raid, I feel like Dragonio didn't get that much work done in the sense of damage. I feel like Hullabaloo did a really good job of keeping all of these citizens safe. Citizens back. Here a is going to go down at diamonds. That's going to be snatched up by T. No science from a single person, everybody with military civic. Military civic and I'd say very slight lead for T2H at this point, mostly just because Dragonio is just finishing now. Somewhere? I think this will cover this wood camp, which kind of makes sense. Fighting here, center of the map. Fighting. Gonna have a seat. Playing for Fun is 8 up now. No science research in sight. Spearman looks like it's. Nice micro there from Hullabaloo, gonna keep Archer alive. Down the Spearman. This side here, nice little raid here for Dragonio. Dragonio gonna pick off a Silk Merchant. Center here, Alan is trading with Bowman. American's player going beach up right now. He's gonna have enough resources for a wonder exchange. Like no wonder for playing for fun, just gonna go for defensive senator plus university. Lots of archers here for DXB. I have 4 archers plus a here, and Colossus is gonna be snatched up by the Americans player. You love to see it if you're a T2H fan. Very nice for them. And T2H again, I think they're in a pretty reasonable spot. Where is Dragonio? Dragonio still a little ways away from aging, only a spare being moment. Combination of Happy and Diamonds is kind of brutal. Not bad. Curious what they can do here, playing for fun especially. Like somehow the most ahead on this. Not really sure how that ended up happening. Oh, I see the player went for science. Not aging up. Yeah, I'm not. How does it? You're gonna pick off another merchant here. Very nice value here for Dragonio getting use out of this. Dragonio is gonna age up themselves. DXB is kind of popping off right now. It does have a third city going down with that Civic 2. Science research. Alan is up now. Stables and military 2 coming up for the Chinese player. Again, I don't see the Chinese player using their powers here. No science research. There's a lot of rares being used though for playing for fun. 7 rares. Heat Factory coming up. Would like to see them attack Shanghai here because actually no, never mind. It's being have the same. Deny this wood line. You can cut them off. Second stable here for Alan. barracks is going to start. Scores are pretty close right now in this game. I think we're going to see the game heat up very soon as we see infinite cute catapults here for playing for fun. Going to begin sieging away. We're researching both Archer upgrade and Phalanx upgrade. We've paused. Civil War Elephant here. I do see a Senator here for Dark Knights. Elephants are doing, to be honest. They're not going to get much damage done. A lot of light horses being Alan, a little lacking on health income. Gonna run back. Here, DXB coming over with the units. Archer upgrade starting up. Oh, here, it's gonna be a triple, actually, because Dragoneo is here as well with a few units. Deathbot is researched. Senator does not have enough craft at the moment to drive, but is gonna be able to soon. So much pressure is being put on the center city right now on Kerr. 3 catapults here for playing for fun. No bribe can go down because they just have so many units here. The city is taken here. Dragoneo able to capture this city. That's going to be very nice for them because Dragoneo is definitely the one who's kind of suffering the most in eco. A little split up here for all 3 players. I wish they would kind of just camp the catapults here for playing fun rather than hide, but I was doing here. Ooh, nice spearman raid on this bison. 3 catapults. Oh, 1 catapult got sacrificed to the tower, unfortunately. And buildings are being razed. Alan does not have senator research yet. I was like, where's his general? Gonna throw away another elephant here. Elephant mason actually. In HP? Looks like it's gonna be picked off by Archer. A lot of units for playing for fun. Archer is actually gonna survive 11 HP. Archer didn't lose too many citizens there, which is good for them, but another city is thrown up. This city with no defenses at it may be another prime target for the massive Chinese army at this point. Gonna siege away at this tower. This is gonna be a big deal if they can deny Hullabaloo's wood, although technically Hullabaloo can just cancel. City is assimilating at the moment. Let's take a look at what DXP is up to. DXP still needs a bit more knowledge and food to get to the village, but once they do, these crossbows should be a very strong army. Though there's a lot of cavalry here for playing for fun. Playing for fun, gonna finish up that science research now. T2H in the slight lead despite in score despite losing a city, mostly on the back of their tech lead. Dylan's is doing reason to throw down another city with all that. You see here, Dark Knight is gonna get his city sieged at again. This barracks is all the production was sacked here. What is DXB up to? DXB has a smallish army. Close to aging, not quite there. How about sieging at this city at Yasuj? This production looks like it's cooked as well. Probably with like no units here, unfortunately for them. And very massive Chinese army. Oh my gosh, this is like, I feel like this is the largest classical age army we've seen. And this is what Sahara does, right? Not enough knowledge. All your resources are just more and more army, right? Yeah, Dark Knight has to sack this city again, losing a second city. Ooh, the catapults catapults are exposed here. This would be a big win for T2H if they can pick these off. Here we see DXB is going for it here. Start fighting without crossbow upgrade. I think this is a wise choice. They don't quite have enough cavalry composed here to fight them off. And some sloppy work here from LAT. They're kind of separately chasing both sides. Ellen's are very far out of position, and here medieval age upgrade for DXB. Close on. Right. Player going for. Alright, Allen's able to preserve their army for the moment. Do see a siege factory going down for the Americans player, and the upgrade as well. Catapult still. Love to see Playing for Fun start sieging at these Chinese cities, damaging Hullabaloo's eco. Really large army. Hullabaloo also able to age down. XB going for American, or not going for Americans, going for pyramids here. Is this gonna pay off, or would you rather have some more light horses? I don't know. We'll see. Crossbows here on the back, they're flanking. Is a forced march? No, there's no forced march ready here. And double forced march from LAT, they're gonna go and try and take out these crossbows. But a forced march from DXB is gonna keep them alive. These catapults are kind of running in and dying. Crossbows are getting nice work on Allen's army. Playing for Fun is not doing this quite right. Really needs to either clean up this American army or go and either clean up the American army or I think you can fight this army, no? What's happening? A forced march here. There's no craft on this general. Can't quite catch all these crossbows. Evil Age is finished for Playing for Fun. Hullabaloo and Dark Knight are aging. T2H with a very, very slight lead. No, it's very even now. It's being even. Catapults being made. Attrition, it's going to be a little annoying for a DXB to keep bring like this. Obviously you can keep doing with the supply wagon, but your supply wagon is slower than crossbow. Playing for Fun, aging up now. Really needs another barracks, I believe. Does have enough resources for it. Both cities repaired here. Magneto still a little ways away from aging. Yeah, I guess so. 3 trebuchets here for Playing for Fun. Doesn't have a supply wagon quite yet, but this is a very large army. Dragon Neo can get his units upgraded. Maybe they can take a city here. Not quite close enough to military 3 yet for the Americans player. The LAT are definitely on a timer, and their score is still dragging compared to their opponents. Hullabaloo is actually sieging at the city of Beijing. That's kind of what happens when you have your army sitting here for too long. Happening here. I feel like I'm just seeing Playing for Fun just walk its catapults in circles for like 5 minutes. The city is gonna go down. There's no temple, no nothing. I guess there's only 2 catapults, so maybe time. So there is. Alright, Persepolis is getting sieged at here. I don't think this trade is the kind of. How many citizens is Playing for Fun losing here? Beijing is bleeding. Massive armies on top of Dark Knight here. Dark Knight spamming cities as much as he can, but his eco is looking cooked. Sepolis is getting to fall. This fortress is getting denied. Aging is going to fall, so that is going to be the first cap sack of the game, I believe. Militia? Militia is pulled, but too late. Capital is sacked, and Hullabaloo gets that sweet money in his pocket. Lobby play from LAT could keep T2H in this game. Sepolis is going to be sacked here. Oh no, yeah, it looks like playing this side, Americans player is actually down over here, siege at Onondaga. Not have a scout though, so the Dragoneel can definitely snipe those catapults. Aging is taken at the moment. There's a forbidden city being taken, built in the back by Hullabaloo. T2H in quite a commanding lead at this point, I would say. They did not go with the Chinese player in the center and chose to go Persian's player, who is really useless. Forbidden city trade here, but American's player, large army. I feel like they need to ditch this city. And Dragoneel, I guess. I feel like Forbidden City gonna finish. There's no way, right? It will actually. I don't know. The issue is DXB still is a problem. Like even at this point, even if you eliminate one player from the opposing side, it's like kind of have like 3 ecos, and also DXB is here with this pretty large army. I don't know how they can tell this. I just kind of feel like T2H just spent like 5 minutes just like walking around in the map. It's over and over. I don't know. I feel like you should have like pressed the advantage into the Chinese player here, not Persian's player. Persian's player already lost 2 cities. Gotta spread the damage a bit. I also feel like once you play this game at rates, I feel like his was been pretty terrible the whole game, and he's like lowest score for some reason. Lots of problems here for LAT at the moment. What is Playing for Fun doing about it? Playing for Fun's about to lose this city. Just trading. A lot of action around the map here. Now Delhi's getting sieged at by the Chinese army. Yeah, looks like it's going to be over here. I think T2H have really just outmaneuvered LAT in this game. I felt like LAT had a very commanding position, and they just did not convert it to anything. Now Hullabaloo with a pretty large army. I felt like Alan was not able to really muster much of anything in the game. Now gonna get cracked. Crossbow's being spammed. Forbidden City does go up, so Playing for Fun's not dead, but Eco is not that great, and yeah, this cities are getting taken left, right, and center. Look at this American's army, it's huge. Somehow Alan was able to hold off. I think he's just retreating because, well, the Americans player coming in. T2H now doing the last bits of cleaning up the center of the map. Alan's gonna lose his capital here in a moment. Random raids. Alright guys, given that this game is almost over, let's evaluate, alright? were these Chinese picks good? I feel like it did not do anything for Hullabaloo until about 2 minutes ago when he had Fire Lances. And it definitely did not do anything for playing for fun. I think it was just like that. So, oh, alright, multiple Capsack timers going down. Dark Knight's probably going to get eliminated here, but that does not really matter at this point. DXB is doing very well. Close to aging up. With a massive army, I just don't know how that or this. I'm gonna on the capital timer. But yeah, I mean the bigger problem is this huge. Also, it's not like Playing for Fun has that much population. Only have 50 population. Using double library here from the Chinese player. Does have Science 3. So much wealth. Dark Knight is gonna die here, but that is okay if you are fans of T2H. Dark Knight is gonna die, and Lai are gonna lose the game pretty handily here. This is Alan's last city. He has 14 population. I feel like this like decision making in the center of the map for that was not. Alan desperately trying to stay alive. Can you make another city in time? The last city. Dark Knight is gonna get taken out, but are still gonna lose this game. Now, I feel like if they had done this earlier, if they had seen down much earlier, it could have been good. They had like double the army size of their opponents. The Chinese player was not aged up yet, but instead they waited and for the Persian player who had already taken long. A lot of militia here for Playing for Fun. Desperately try and take the city. I mean, even if they take the city, the game is still over, unfortunately. Mass battle here on this right side. That's last hope of winning game number 2 here. Bleeding out. Will Hullabaloo win or lose the fight? I think Hullabaloo's actually going to lose the fight, given that he's getting doubled right now. Yes. American's player is aging up, going for Terracotta Army. The thing is, at this moment, even if Hullabaloo was like out of the game, like it just did not exist, I still think T2H win because PFC is aged up and their opponent's libraries are really not that great. Right in the middle of the map here. Oh, it's still somehow alive. Okay, no. Oh, he's dead. ESP is gonna take this city, going gunpowder now. And the colors on the map are rapidly shrinking as players are dying left, right, and center. Hullabaloo, capital's getting taken, but look at this capital timer. It's 7 minutes, and for good reason. They are nearly double the score of LAT here. Hullabaloo's population is not that great though. Yeah, I feel like DXB can just win in a 2v1. Look at this eco compared to their opponent. Looks like DXB has chosen to split off a small contingent over here, while the main army is going to take Forbidden City. Once this city is taken, it's going to start the capital timer here for playing for fun. Fun with so many militia. Forbidden City is going to start getting sieged at. Huge American army. They're stuck at population cap with Colossus. This is a never good move. And LAT are going to call GG here. I feel like they just really messed up the execution here in the center. They really just like waddled around for like 5 minutes and let their opponents recover from attack. Yeah, that is going to be game number 2 going to T2H. Congratulations to them. This is, of course, the best of 5. So, game's not. The match is not over yet. We still have at least one more game with us, folks. So please go ahead and sit tight. We will be back in a few minutes. I'm just gonna go and graphic. There we go. We will be back in about 5 minutes. So see you guys then for game number 2. Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Hey, everyone, for those of you who are just joining us, hope you guys are doing well. This is, again, the quarterfinal match of T2H versus LAT Legionarios. T2H are currently leading 2-0, I would say fairly convincingly. It feels like LAT have made some crucial misplays, both game 1 and game number 2. Let's see what can change. If they can change it up, try and improve their teamwork here. This is a best of 5, so this is match point, and it will be match point for the remainder of the match. LAT cannot lose a game, or else they will be knocked out of the tournament. Let's go ahead and into game. T2H versus LAT Legionarios. Game 3. Alrighty, we are on Old World, it looks like. Let's take a look at the players and their nations. So, for T2H, they've got Japanese, played by Hullabaloo, the Tier 1 player, DXP, playing Nubians as the Tier 3 player, and Dark Knight, playing Maya as the Tier 4 player. On the other side, for LAT Legionarios, they've got Playing for Fun, playing Turks as the Tier 1 player, Dragonio, the Tier 3 player, playing Persians, and Alan, Tier 4 player, playing Koreans. So some interesting picks here. Note, of course, that that T2H, they have not used their Japanese pick. Japanese, one of the most highly picked nations in the whole tournament. They haven't used it yet because they picked Lakota game 1, and then they did not have Tier 1 and 2. Now you're using their Japanese. On the other side, for LAT, they've chosen to go Turks. This is a pretty reasonable Turks map. I'm a little bit surprised that you know, like, they didn't quite coordinate it with Sahara, like it's Turks on Sahara, but, you know, this is still a pretty good Turks map, I would say. Persians, I believe, for LAT is the next elephant nation, the only elephant nation game. Koreans, these are pretty reasonable. I feel like they're a little bit slept on by the general community, but I feel like they're pretty good. Having free militia upgrade and cheaper towers is already very powerful, and then getting free citizens can be, like, if you go like an early Civic 2, you get a city down, it basically pays for itself with all those citizens. So it's just like the matter of like trying to fit it in your guild order. On the other side, you know, Nubians are really excellent. Probably, I think they're the best Tier 3 nation in my opinion. You know, Indians are obviously great, but Nubians are just like another level, getting extra resources from their resources. And then Maya are also an excellent nation. Pretty good against Turks, I would say. You know, any sort of nation with like defensive bonuses in the form of speed or tougher buildings and like arrows and such. In the case of Maya, pretty very strong. I think I give the edge to T2H in terms of these picks. I feel like their nations are just in general better. Like, there's a reason Japanese is picked so much. There's a reason Persians get banned so much. And I feel like the Persians pick doesn't super fit into what LAT wants to do. But to be honest, like, they're kind of running slim pickings. They already used their friend. Not like you really want to pick Aztecs. So I feel like LAT did the best they could, but I think T2H have the edge in terms of picks this game. Let's take a look at the players and where they're located. We can go ahead and start with T2H here. We've got the white Nubians player, DXB, on this left corner over here. On the top side, in the pocket, we've got the blue Maya player, Dark Knight. And finally, we've got the red Japanese player, Hullabaloo, over here on this right side. Across from Hullabaloo, we've got the green Persians player, Dragonio. Next to them, their ally, the purple Koreans player, Alan, and then finally the light blue Turks player, Playing for Fun. I'm mostly looking at this left side here. They're so close together that I think Playing for Fun should just go for extremely aggressive, like, I think I would go, what, like commerce, military, and then go civic to max out the food, age up, go military 2 while you're aging, and then just rush. Because DXB, like, one, Nubians player is stuck in the corner, so they probably don't have that many rares, and 2, their allies are so far away, it's really, really hard to help. Especially once he scouts that the Japanese player is right here. You're not gonna, as a Japanese player, you're not gonna put your barracks all the way over here, right? For the most part. So I'd say LAT have the advantage in terms of this location. Also, like, it's not like the Japanese player can be super aggressive in return. Like, there's this massive river blocking the way for Hullabaloo, such that, like, anytime they walk across the river, it's super risky because you can never retreat. And hacking into Koreans plus plus Persians, especially with an early attack, is not that great. Persians, you get a second capital, so you're not going to give away a cap sack. And Koreans, you have the militia upgrade for free and 2 towers. So, yeah, I feel like T2H, it's definitely last game to lose, I would say. Like, this is what they wanted. They wanted to start close to a slower, quote-unquote, slower nation. Obviously, Nubians are pretty fast with the right start, but they wanted to start closer to the Turks player on the front lines, close to a potential target, and this is the perfect, right? They've got this player completely isolated here. Let's take a look. Oh, we should do the, what do you call it? Ruins counts. Ruin counts, EXP with 9 ruins. That's an insane amount of ruins. And Alan with 0 here. Hullabaloo with only 2. Everybody else with a pretty good 5 or 6. So, looks like the Nubians player is still going to be pretty fast, all things considered. Oh, they don't have a single woodcutter camp, huh? I'm just really... now, yeah. So, he's actually going to go for an early civic EXP here. And great military one for the Maya player. I like this a lot from T2H. You know your opponent's a Turks player. You know they're probably going to be aggressive, or at least going to force the issue on this side. I think this is a really smart choice. As a Maya player, you're not too hindered by going early military, because you do have a fast start with farms. And EXP really just, he needs to get something going, and so I think this is a very wise choice. A good teamwork there from T2H, just covering all their bases here. Let's talk rares really quick. So, we'll go ahead and start with T2H. So in the corner, there's spice, there's a silk, there's a silver, there's a furs, and a fur that they can probably grab in the center. Salt, a citrus, and a pappy, and a cotton. So excellent set of rares for T2H. On the other side, for LAT, they've got tobacco, relics, gems, spice, diamonds, and dye. Not the best set of rares, you know, some good rares. Obviously dye is very nice, but like when you're in this position, you're really looking for, like, you know, your salts, your horses, your wine, things that will help you be aggressive early. We do see straight civic 1 for Alan, and so it's going to be straight civic 1 for Alan, and civic for the Turks player, so playing for fun, going to go for a more defensive build. Where did that hoplite go? 2 hoplites here for Dark Knight. Turks player does not have enough food for military here. And these hoplites are going to start doing work. Nice choice of Dark Knight actually to go for double hoplite. I would have thought you would go for like hoplite slinger or like hoplite archer slinger, but this move is actually going to cause a lot of damage because, you know, if your opponents make 1 archer against this, it's like you can't do anything. But Dark Knight is just going to make the call that, like, yeah, my opponents are actually not going to go for military, and they're just going to, like, be greedy here. In which they are, you know. I think, like, in hindsight, Alan really should have gone for military here. This city is going to get denied. Big gains here for T2H. Double hoplite hitting this city. I don't think the city is going to go up. And this hoplite is going to start taking out builders. Alan only now going for military. I think they went to that early civic because they only had 4 wood. Still, the city is getting pummeled right now. It's still at 85%-ish. Eric's is going to go down. Alan finishes that area, but actually is going to go back for a woodcutter's camp, given that the player does have... So the city's not going up. It is gradually gaining health, very, very slowly. $194%. Archer is going to be built here. Not have enough resources for another archer. And the city does go up here, so That's good from T2H. You know, they slowed down the city quite a bit, slowed down the Turks player quite a bit, important to note. Yeah, Dark Knight now has commerce as well. It is up their eco here. Like, both hoplites are actually going to make it out. Playing for Fun going to track down that hoplite over there. What is DXB up to? DXB has their eco sorted out. Still needs some farms built, but with Happy, it's going to go ahead and get Science 1. That's going to be a nice little... no military yet. Alright, what is the Japanese player up to? Hullabaloo has a simple archer to go for a heavy infantry here. T2H leading very slightly at this point. Multiple LAT players pinging out this Spurs merchant that's being shared by all teams. Think for Fun has their eco maxed out, gonna go for military 2, there you go. A little bit surprised they didn't go for possible age and then military 2, but you know, it is how it is. Nubian's player is getting up their military, and actually they're gonna be able to age as well. Very forward tower here from Alan. Nice. Base here on the center of the map on Furs. Ooh, Hullabaloo not paying attention, gonna lose these archers and probably lose this heavy infantry as well. The micro. Gonna keep the heavy infantry alive. Hoplite's gonna clean up this last merchant. There's one more merchant that may get away from Hullabaloo. Hullabaloo's gone commerce too. No silk in sight, but as a Japanese player, you know, it's not. Know that. Unfortunately, Alan's built the tower right in range of the city, but as Koreans, you can build with no penalty here. Or, well, with minimal penalty. I think this tower is not going to finish with one citizen. It looks like it's damaged. Yeah, with 2 citizens, could have built it, but not with 1. Couple citizens here. The question is, will DXB be able to protect their city here? Archers just losing health against the city for free. DXB is actually the first one to age up. Playing for Fun and Playing for Fun and Dragon Neo are now aging. Alan still a little ways away, just needs a bit more. First siege factory is thrown down. Let's take a quick look on this right side. Some light raids here back and forth, I think. Mainly looking at this right side factory here for Playing for Fun. Double mine here for DXP. Interesting choice. Is there a Senate going up? No, not yet. Playing for Fun does not have a mine, so that's why they don't have more power or more catapults. Dark Knight's actually gonna go for Colossus. Oh, what is the Japanese player up to? Both mines sacked. Capitals moved to Harar. All the Alan's citizens. I thought he was gonna go and take the city. What the heck? Militia upgrade now being researched. Where are Alan's militia? Very far. Out of position. City is taken. Hakata is taken. Big win there for LAT here. Of course, having this mountain available now is the biggest part, honestly, of having denying their opponent's eco. But it gives your opponent time to research attrition, maybe? No, they don't have enough resources. At least militia research was finished for DXB. Take a look at this bottom side. Dragonio has a reasonable economy, but is still not doing great compared to their opponents. Gas spot here for Hullabaloo. Starting to make archers. It is a pretty late death spot, all things considered. Second siege factory here for playing for fun. They need to move and fast. I would like to see them park their sieges closer to the production, basically. Double production, double barracks here for Dark Knight. Colossus is going to finish up, but it could just be a Colossus given away to a despot Japanese player. We'll have to see. Finished. No Senator research here for Dragonio quite yet. Max out their arms and such. Catapults moving forward. Getting attrition upgrade would be huge for DXB, but I think... Oh, this is not even his tower. This is Dark Knight's tower. Fine. Just moving forward here. Would like to see playing for fun go back for Senator. I think like you don't really need Despot for this sort of. Alright, let's take a look. Despot, Siege Factory being built, and Civic 2 for the Persians player. Oh boy, it's so good. I mean, it is really cheap with die, but. Still, like, they need to make units right now. That's the... Make units and research Senator. How about sieging away? I'm surprised the Senate isn't being raised, but I guess DXB doesn't really have many options at the moment. Yeah, the main issue for LAT at this moment is they need to make sure they don't die on this right side. Like, I feel like Dragonio does not realize the threat that is currently under. Does not have a woodcutter's camp, or does not have a what do you call it? Senate, or a stable. I mean, and I feel like Alan needs to rotate over and help because there's currently nothing defending this. Units aren't even up. Also, building the city forward was a little bit of disgust. I think we go backwards. All right, city being sieged away. A Senator, yep, for playing for fun. The issue is, even if they kill playing for fun, they need to make sure that Dragonio stays alive, because Dragonio has a Colossus, and if you give away a Colossus at this point, it's really bad. Lookout being built way too late here. Like, Dragonio is just, like, not paying attention? I don't know what's happening. Okay, militia being called, here we go. All the militia are called. Big fight over there. This side, lots of militia for Dark Knight. XP looks like they're gonna die. Perks being very good against spamming towers. And on this side, what's happening here? Archers for Hullabaloo are able to kind of sit behind these trees they're in the river, but it's not terrible. And Dragonio is losing a lot of units here. Not have archer upgrades still. More archers. This is a lot of plunder going Hullabaloo's way. Hullabaloo is losing units though, of course. It's not like those units were being healed anyways. However, it's going to be taken momentarily here. Dark Knight's eco is really suffering because he's had to pull all these militia. And massive charge for LAT. They're going to try and take Tower here. Only one tower remaining. Catapult siege away. Phalanx upgrade about to finish up for Alan. Big fight here in the center. He's called for DXB. But, I mean, they're still not losing quite yet. Oh, Hullabaloo threw away most of his army, unfortunately. Capital is sacked here for, I believe this is... Yep, this is Alan's capital. And yeah, this is gonna get them quite the lead in this game number one. Can T2H make it back in? Maybe. Hullabaloo, I think the attack was a little scuffed, and now with 7 archers, I think this is not happening. I think LAT have got this game. And Gardens and Science 1 being thrown out for Ellen. Called by T2H. That's going to be a game 3 victory for LAT. LAT are not out of it yet with the power of Turks. They are going to win this game. Alrighty, congratulations to them, and the score evens up to... Alright, folks, we're going to go ahead and update the scoreboard real quick. Fast game number 3, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes for game number 4. Hope you guys are doing well. This is kind of the exciting part of best of 3. We see what would have been a 2-0 victory in a in a best of 3. In a best of 5, we see potential turnaround. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in game number 4. See you guys in a little bit. Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Again, we are watching T2H versus LAT Legionarios. This is a best of 5. Currently, T2H lead 2-1 against LAT. LAT taking down game number 3 against T2H. I'm excited for game number 4. You know, like with these best of 5s, I feel like I'm pretty neutral for the most part. Like I try to be unbiased as possible, but I would like LAT to win so we can see a game number 5. You know what I mean? I feel like best of 5s are most exciting when we reach game number 5. Let's see if LAT can do that. Again, this is still match point. LAT have to not lose a game here to remain in the tournament, otherwise they will be knocked out. Now we're starting to get into the period where it becomes harder and harder to pick good nations for the maps. You know, as pick a nation and nations get banned, you're limited options. Each team now only having 2 options for each of the tiers. Essentially, I think, right? No, they have 3 options for some of the tiers anyway. Yeah, so being relatively limited in options, it makes the maps choices a little bit more tougher, and yeah, I'm excited to see what we see here in game number 4 of T2H versus LAT. Let me pull it up here. T2H versus LAT Legionarios. Game 4. Alright, folks, welcome. We are watching game number 4. This is on Australian Outback, one of my favorite maps. I think it's my favorite map by far. And let's take a look at the players and their nations. We'll go ahead and start with LAT this time. They've got Alan playing Tier 1 as Mongols, playing for fun, Tier 2 as British, and Dragoneo Tier 4 as Russians. On the other side, we've got Dark Knight playing Tier 1 as Mongols, Hullabaloo playing Tier 2 as British, and DXB playing Tier 4 as Koreans. So definitely some interesting picks. I personally really like Russians on this map. It's like pretty fun to play. Obviously, there's the risk of like basically the main problem with Russians is you don't really have anything that helps you go faster, and against a despot, most of your nation powers are used. But this map is one of those maps that it's really important to have map control, and so having a Russians player on your team with going Civic and such, and maybe with the gems, can be really powerful. You can deny mountains from your opponent, you have better rotations, your opponents burn in attrition. It's very nice. And then on the other side, Koreans are also excellent. I think they're a little worse on this map than some of the other maps. Basically, with Koreans, I find that the main thing that you want is you want to be incentivized to build more cities, because that's how you get more citizens, right? And be, kind of, obviously there are other benefits, but like I feel like that's one of the nicer ones. And on this map, you don't need to build a second city. I've won the game with 1 city before. Eventually, you do need to, but not the end of the world. And then the other picks are all mirrored. This is kind of, I think, generally agreed upon. This is like the best map for Mongols, because you start up with a massive food bonus because there's so little land on the map. Kind of counterintuitive how that's programmed, but it is how it is. And British on this map are like S tier. Like, they're super duper good. Obviously, British are excellent on a lot of different maps, but this is one of those maps where they can have a ton of resources, and it's not like a hyper knowledge focused map, so they don't have any, it's not like they're losing out on that like they would on lakes, but with the extra wealth they can afford a lot more archers and knights, and they have a lot more resources, and they can easily go despot without needing to sacrifice too much of their eco, as they get it back eventually for the commerce cap. I think I gotta give the slight edge to I think I'll give the slight edge to T2H. I think like their nations, like British and Mongols especially, do serve pretty well as despot, and despot is like kind of how you counter the Russians players. So I gotta give them slight edge there. However, I think we'll see what Dragoneo can get up to. Russians are an excellent pick on this map in my opinion, and they can be very good in the right circumstance. So, Australian Outback, game number 4. Let's take a look at the players and their nations. We'll start with LAT this time. We've got the light blue British player playing for fun on this top side. Right next to them, their ally, the green Russians player, Dragoneo. And in the corner, we've got the blue Mongols player, Alan. On the other side, for T2H, we've got the yellow British player, Hullabaloo, over here on this right side. Right next to them, their ally, the red Mongols player, Dark Knight. And finally, the white Koreans player, DXB. In terms of location, I would say it's pretty even. Everybody's like kind of split up. The most separated person is obviously Alan over here, off in his own world. And then this side is pretty close together. I think I would give slight edge to T2H in terms of location. I think you really want your Russians player on the front line. One, because when your buildings get raised or get destroyed, you get the plunder. And two is, right, you get that sweet attrition bonus. And you really don't want to build forward generally if you're Russians. Kind of incentivizes your opponents to go, or like build in the front. Incentivize your opponents to go spot. You'd much rather grab space in the center. But, you know, I'd say it's fairly even. Let's take a look at the rune counts here. Looks like Alan has the most with 4 ruins, DXB and Dark Knight doing reasonably, and then everybody else having 1 or 2, not as many. This map, there's less land, so less rune. If we look at the tech, it does look like I think both of the Mongols players already have Commerce 1 with only 2 farms, 68 food income, and 70 food income, yeah, with only 2 farms. So this is one of the main powers of Mongols. Are there docks being thrown down? Yes, there are. So Dark Knight looks like they have their dock down slightly. They have 2 fishermen out before Alan has his first. Otherwise, everybody else just going for simple Commerce 1, I believe. Yep. Big Commerce. This one, very cool. T2H look like they're slightly faster. Let's take a look at the rares. I have no market here to help me out, but we're gonna just eyeball it. So for LATs, they've got furs, they've got horses, sugar, wool, tobacco, silk, bison, copper, relics, obsidian. Wow, those are some insane rushing rares. And bison plus silk on this map are really good, right? You go Commerce 2 Despot. There's horses, there's furs, sugar as well. Some really nice rushing rares. On the other side, for T2H, they've got wine, marble, pappy, salt, ember, ice, a citrus, which is going to be nice, a silver, and a diamond. So I think if LAT had perfect game knowledge, they would probably know to rush. Their opponents have some very nice library rares, of course, the pappy, as well as the silver, and the diamonds helping out quite a bit. But obviously, like, you know, can't discount LAT. They have 2 knowledge rares of their own with furs and silk. You know, I think, and I also have relics, of course. Relics, one of the nicer rares in a boom situation. I kind of feel like LAT have the edge in rares slightly. I think, like, they don't know their opponent's rares. I mean, maybe they'll scout them, hopefully. But if they knew their opponent's rares and they had, like, perfect knowledge, this game would be like, okay, I know what I'm doing, you know? And for that reason, like, I'm a little surprised neither team went Spanish. I think Spanish... let's see, T2H couldn't, oh, actually, no, both teams banned Spanish, never mind. Yeah, that's why. Spanish is one of the more stronger nations of the map, because you get a free ship, and also you can scout your opponent's fair. I think in the long game, LAT have the advantage, especially with the citrus, like, you can just trade in the water a lot better. I think it's kind of up to LAT to do something on land. We do see an early city here, for the Koreans player. Pretty backwards, not backwards city, but like pretty far back placed city for playing for fun. A little surprised that he went for that. I think I would have liked to see a more forward city. I mean, it's fine if you're have like this empty space here. This city doesn't really like accomplishes very much. Let's do a mountain check though. Maybe that's why they're panicking. So 4 mountains here for I feel like LAT have a lot of mountains. They have like 7 mountains total. And then let's see, T2H, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they have plenty of mountains too. So both teams having lots of mountains. Gonna be very nice for them. Mongols player going very fast age with no rares. Just gonna go straight for Hanging Gardens. Interesting choice there. I assume they didn't have enough wood for Colossus, but maybe they've made that choice. Hanging Gardens is just a move. I mean, given that they do have Pappy and Silver, I don't fault them for going this. Like this is usually like a rush to gunpowder map, unless the game is really one-sided. So like I don't fault them for going Hanging Gardens here. Otherwise, let's look at the builds. What is Alan's build? He went Civic 1. I don't really like this. I think I would have much rather seen Alan go for some Commerce 2 nonsense. But they haven't scouted Silk, unfortunately, which is probably why why they haven't gone that. Hullabaloo, what is Hullabaloo up to? Hullabaloo is going Science and probably is also aging. Doesn't really need... You know, on this map, you don't really need another city. We see military here for Dark Knight. Military for DXP. And military for playing for fun. Russians player probably does not need military at the moment. Very unfortunate for LAT that they did not scout this silk. I think this is like actually a game if they had this silk. Because I think this completely switches up Alan's build order. But that, you know, that's why you need to scout, folks. Alright. Ships. Raids. Looks like we're just gonna go for barracks then. Able here for Dark Knight. You would get an extra archer if they had for horse archer, but deciding to go for that early horse archer for early raids. Gotta do. Opposing Mongols player is gonna go for Colossus after having reached a slightly later age. Yep. And this Hanging Gardens is about to finish actually. XP is going to tower this obsidian, but it's going to get denied by an archer. Nice. Oh, Wonder Rush. All the citizens being pulled for Hullabaloo. So here we go. Horse Archer is going to make the difference, I think. Does they notice this? Does Alan notice this? I don't... Has Alan noticed that... No, Alan has noticed it. How many citizens? Horse Archer could get quite a bit of damage down. I feel like make some units here. Ooh, Civic 2 here for Dragoneo. Horse Archer is going to get quite a bit of damage here. There's nothing to defend from it. 13 citizens compared to 17 citizens. I think this Colossus is actually going to go up for Hull. Compared to 9, it's going to be close. Yeah, I think Hullabaloo's going to win this Wonder Rush. They just, I don't know. I just feel like Alan had so long to pull citizens, but didn't do it, and now this Wonder is going to go up. This Colossus is going to get taken, and this is going to be a massive win for T2H. Having better rares and double Wonder, and your opponents investing in the Wonder, super duper painful. And now, hope that LAT know they have to. They can't do anything. Fortunately for them, their Russians player is gone Civic 2, so it's not like they can do it. But they go back for pyramids. Very, very painful. Forward city here for, or forward tower here for Dark Knight. Some cavalry here for Alan. Gonna pick off some silver merchants. Pick. I wonder how much territory this city is gonna grab. Nice raids here from Alan, trying to make up for the fact that they lost a Wonder Race that they definitely could have won by pulling all the citizens in time, but they just were not paying attention. Forward City's actually going to cause this tower to burn. Another temple. The scores are still neck and neck despite T2H having 2 excellent Wonders. 100 knowledge income here for Dark Knight. The British player up to. Much. Building up. Have they scouted this silk? Oh, they haven't. Some like really sloppy scouting. I mean, like, you could have rares, like, there's no rare here. You could have rares anywhere here. Their territory? Oh my god, it is in their territory. Look out scouting, my friends. Look out scouting. Painful. Painful. No silk. Very sad. Giving Colossus to British also is like insanely good. Like a nice slow move here, just speaking the Force Archers. Like I think Colossus is like the best with nations that can have lots of resources, like British. So like, you know, the scariest Colossus nations are ones that like they're capable of producing tons of units. So like, you know, your Aztecs or your British, whatever. Those are definitely the scariest. This temple is not going to survive, unfortunately, for or tower is not going to survive for Dark Knight. I don't think Dark Knight's super unhappy at the moment. Still very well. Dragonio is now finally going to age up 13 minutes. Alright, what is Alan going to do? Or Alan going for another city is actually going to steal their silver, which is nice. And LAT actually take a lead very briefly. A lot of senators? Yeah, lots of senators. And there's this wall of Russia here. This green Russian player Dragonio sacrificed quite a bit of eco to get that border push, but you know, maybe it'll turn out effective. Silver is pretty much now captured. You see military 2 here for Dark Knights and building a siege now. Tower is gonna burn to death for Dark Knight. Dragonio does need some time to kind of like recover. Part of the reason the scores are like this is because Dragonio went quite aggressive with that second city. Build citizens, scholars, etc. Take a quick look at the knowledge count here. Playing for fun. Actually, oh no, that's Dark Knight, of course, leading in the knowledge. DXB not far behind. Alan DXB is doing similar, playing for fun, and Pablo doing reasonably, and Dragonio, last one to age, of course, also with the lowest number. Another raid here on Merchants. I think Alan lost 1 unit. Pablo lost 1 unit. Oh. Very forward city here from Palo Blue. This side, let's see. Ooh, British units beginning to siege at Changwon. Might get doubled here, but Dark Knight is coming to the rescue with full units. And Dragonio pick off these archers actually. Oh no, Dragonio's not paying attention. Okay, maybe. You can pick off 1 archer, it's really big. Keep these units alive. You're gonna lose your own archer, of course. Too deep. The force march is too strong. Taiwan's getting sieged at. I think they're gonna be okay right now. There's not that many units for playing for fun. And playing for fun actually gonna go for phalanx upgrade. I don't really like this upgrade. I think like you're close enough to aging that you should just age it and go upgrade. But, you know, it is how it is. Trades here happening. Light horses are okay against these longbowmen here. Take off both of them actually. Hullabaloo not microing with that. Siege factory coming up here, and stable and siege factory for Ellen. LAT have a slight lead here, but I mean this city is gonna be so hard to take. I feel like Playing for Fun has invested a lot of resources into this. Phalanx upgrade, hoplite, and you know, you're attacking into a Korean's player. It's not unreal. Military 2 here for Dragonio. Actually, a forward capital here. I honestly don't mind this. And the reason is it's pretty hard to attack into this without like ceding your outside cities. And the border push is pretty nice, I think. Like having your enemies burn an attrition here can be powerful. Medieval Age here for Alan and Dark Knight. On upgrading units, Dark Knight similar. Crossbow upgrade finished. With the crossbow upgrade finished, I don't think the British player has any hope of taking this. Not enough population at the moment. problem of investing in these early minutes. Any horses here for Dragon Neo. He's gonna throw them away. Yeah. Sure, it's fine. Very no goodies. Dragon Neo is actually really lacking on the knowledge right now. He really needs to make more units. Take a look at stats here again once more. Knowledge collected. Dragon Neo is doing the first, Hullabaloo, X Square playing for fun, and then Alan and DX similar, and Dark Knight is doing the best. I mean, the issue is like right now, the game is pretty much a stalemate, and if they just let this go, like Dark Knight's gonna be able to pop off a very early powder because they have Cappy especially. My horse is gonna kill some catapults. I honestly don't know if that's worth it. And you slow down the attack. This little raid here on Spice. Alan's gonna force march away. Catapult sieging away. I don't think he wanted to stop. Upside here, what's happening here? Oh, raids here from Irene. British player has aged up, going for Science 2 now. Game is pretty close. LAT have a slight point lead, but I think T2H are actually ahead. Given that this is a Science 3 with they've gone relatively untouched. Too passive right now. I think they need to make a move, but also not lose it. I think Ron is doing the best on their military 3 here. They have a fortress. No, they don't. Pretty quiet game number 4 here, all things considered. Again, I think LAT are behind just because Dark Knight is much literacy upgrade now. Oh, Alan, what are you doing? You're throwing away some units. You're trying to snipe the wagon. You didn't even kill it. No, it's at 1 HP. Well, this is a despot. Not managed to kill the supply wagon. It has actual 1 HP. No, and Yaktos is captured. T2H briefly taking the lead, but then losing it. I feel like Alan did not make enough units. I feel like he had a lot. Good player up 2. Player is just kind of chilling out. Military 4. This is not good. This is not good for LAT at all. T2H now actually taking the lead. The issue is this this Mongols player here who is going to age to H4, and then the game is over. I feel like LAT figured out okay, we need to rush, and then the only person who was actually rushing was playing for fun, and everybody else was just kind of chilling. Tower's being sieged. That's a lot of Javelineers for playing for fun. Like their units are a little too forward right now. Head going down. Dragon Neo's gonna go for a Forbidden City. How did they get rid of this army in the center of the map? I do not know. Ooh, nice little raid here from Hullabaloo. Gonna pick off some tobacco merchants. Wait, how did oh, I see. I think Alan lost his tobacco merchant. That's why he lost the wonder race. Okay, makes a lot more sense. I was like, why is he not pulling? Alan gonna throw away units while Dragon Neo's not there. Lucky. And all T2H really needs to do is just sit around the city. Their opponents are kind of throwing units into a lot of army on stand ground. Dragon Neo's gonna lose a bunch of units here. City's about to be assimilated. Still looking at this top side. British player lost a lot of army, and city's still standing. Still going. City is assimilated. One is making it does have a lot of units. They're not really reinforcing. Yeah, the issue is like Argonite is gonna age soon. There's also no siege here, so it's like I don't really need to hit this 100 HP. Yeah, I feel like playing for fun cannot do anything right now. He's just like, yes, my ally, go do things, please. Alan really needs to keep making units. Catapult's coming. They cannot afford to like seed this city, definitely. Ah yes, very good. The scouted silk now. They don't even see it yet. Oh no. British player sieging at New Sarai here. Polish army, but gonna pick off these silver merchants. This does mean the city of Yakut gonna get taken. Wars are still very close. Alma's actually not terribly far from aging, to be honest. And it's not like Dark Knight has a ton of units. It's also not like he's queuing. So maybe it's still just up to this side. What can the British player do? Give litters. Litters. Scholars are not maxed out. How far is... Oh my god, look at all these ships. Oh boy, I did not see this happening. What is going on? There's 6 heavy ships, guys. 6 heavy ships. Alright. Oh, the British player is actually going to take this city. I think Alan was just like not paying attention. I think he definitely could have held that city easily. But he's actually not going to be able to use... Oh, nice. Here's all these knights on the side are actually going to sneak by and start picking off the archers. And yeah, looks like Hullabaloo is going to be able to take that city very briefly, but now it's going to be pushed back. Dark Knight is aging now. That's the issue. If LAT could double this army right now and kill it, then they would be in business. I think like they're still doing okay. But given that, I feel like that seems very unlikely given their track record of coordinating. I don't know. How's Dragon Neo doing? Dragon Neo is not doing amazing. His eco is kind of struggling. He'll have enough resource science, and hopefully that should. But with no science 3 against the player who's going gunpowder right now, it's like no. I'm playing for fun in DXP, just fighting with these tons and tons of heavy ships. Out of position again. He's gonna lose some. He's gonna lose his merchant here in exchange for maybe 1 knight. And here we go. Gunpowder Age player is ready here, but they're actually fighting into a slightly larger army for Dragoneo. Yeah, Dragoneo's gonna pick off these crossbows. Both players with armor. I think, actually Dark Knight's gonna come on top just killing and killing all this crap. A little bit of a yikes event for Dragoneo. Dragoneo's like, oh, I'm just now researching literacy and my opponent is about to have bomb. Thomas playing for fun is stuck on population, so it's not like he can really help that much. Also, there's so many ships right now fighting here. They're just spamming heavy ships. One heavy ship. Yeah, I mean, this is the issue, right? We said this about 10 minutes ago, where we said Dark Knight was gonna age up to gunpowder and kill them, and that looks like what's happening right now. I would like to see Dragoneo make units still. I think this fortress is not gonna do anything against catapults. Mongols player does age up now, but Hullabaloo is also aging, so as is DXB actually. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the overall strategy from LAT was not quite there. I mean, obviously they went for Hollow, but like as soon as they lost it, they should have actually rushed rather than doing this like half rush where they just, I don't know. I feel like this was not the move, guys. Alright, Bombards sieging away. This castle's about to finish, and the city's about to get captured. Monarchy coming, upgrade. Monarchy coming now. There's only one scout here. I would love to see some spam spies. That's probably the only way that Dragoneo can stand to win this here. You see here, big army, big battle against not upgraded units. Heavy cavalry, scouts. Gunpowder finishes for Hullabaloo. If Alan can take this city with minimal losses, I think that's really big, but the issue is, again, Monarchy now finished for Dark Knight. Bombards coming along. Heavy Cavalry gonna pick off a, Light Cavalry gonna pick off a siege here. Still a little ways away from aging up. City of Bath is captured, and Dark Knight says, yeah, I'm gonna leave you a little bit, and I'm gonna go try and take the city. Alan does have enough craft here to run away. Gonna lose that city briefly. I mean, still did a lot of work, took out most of Hullabaloo's army. Gonna lose the sieges here, no? A lot of cavalry for the Mongols player. Military 4 being researched for DXB for more population. And we're gonna see some frigates, my friends. Frigate on frigate action. Still, game is slightly in T2H's favor. I think that move from Alan was definitely good, but they need a lot more moves like that to make. Unfortunately, the Merchant was killed for Dragoneo, so Dragoneo's not going to be able to use both there. Spamming spies at the moment. Some raids here in the back. Ooh, nice raids here from Hullabaloo. Very, very annoying to deal with these corvettes. Doing some serious economic damage to LAT here. Armor upgrade coming for DXB. And yeah, back to sieging Yakutsk. Okay, Dragoneo was waiting for this merchant, which might get picked off. Oh no, the merchant. Okay, it got saved. It got saved by bad AI. Amazing. They're actually gonna go and try and, I think, no, I'm not really sure. Game is looking harder and harder for LAT. At this point, you know, obviously the Hanging Gardens has done its job, but still there's a Colossus issue. All these Corvettes are super annoying to deal with. Food income and a wealth income, like crazy. And British players actually rushing forward here. A lot of units. Where is the rest of Alan's army? Maybe Alan just doesn't have enough units? Not making nothing. I'm not really sure what happened to Alan's army. I feel like he had a lot more units. Goldblum may have played himself, I'm not gonna lie, by rushing in like this, but let's see. Fortress is gonna go down. Alright, Russian's player is finally gonna age up and immediately get their city taken. Immediately gonna take a fight with, oh, look at all these spies! So many spies! 9 spies! No, they messed up. Oh no, the bribe control! It's so bad! It's so terrible! What are they doing? They're bribing one person at a time! No, it could have been so good, but it was so terrible instead! The spy control is not there, and LAT are gonna probably lose the game off of that, to be honest. Oh, here we see all those spies. The bin. Yokosuka's taken. Monarchy upgrade is here. There's no military force. This is a cool fight, except the army size is like completely different. Yeah, Alan is gonna lose his whole army here, and I believe that is gonna be this game here. EXP has a large army themselves, can easily go and pressure this city as well. You know, that almost looked good. That almost looked good. That spy thing almost looked good, but instead it was terrible. I don't know what the micro situation was there, but that was like a super big mess up from Dragonio. Could have had like 9 free knights, instead all those spies died. Well, right now this game looks pretty over at this point. Unfortunately, like, how do T2H get back in this? I mean, they need to get Dragonio back into the game, because Dragonio has lost most of his army and unable to really contribute at the moment. Lost much of the eco. And yeah, I mean the Colossus from the British player is still a major problem. Along with 63 population, lost most of the army. Look at this huge army from Dark Knight. And yeah, they're gonna call it. GG is called. So that is gonna be a 3-1 victory for T2H over LAT. LAT, they played well, they tried their best, but unfortunately, like, they kind of just messed up this game, I think. I think like they did not have the right game plan in mind, given their opponent's rares. And they were not on the same page, and they lost that Colossus race, which should not have been lost, but you know, it is how it is. And yeah, that is going to be it. T2H advances to the quarterfinals, and LAT unfortunately are knocked out of the round, knocked out of the tournament. They played well, but this is the end of the line for them. GG from both sides, I think. You know, this bodes really well for an exciting set of quarterfinals, especially and playoffs. I feel like this game was pretty back and forth. I felt like you know, I felt like LAT were a little bit on a ticking time bomb, and that just kind of ended up exploding everywhere. But you know, it was definitely very interesting to watch, and I hope everybody's learning things and figuring stuff out. Dragonio is going to lose capital, but this game is already over. DXP is going to run over. British player is finally going to take this city of Changwon, and that is going to be it. GG, and yeah, T2H are going to be the first team into the quarterfinals. and we're looking forward to seeing some cool matches then. Hope you guys are enjoying the cast so far. Obviously we had some delays, but now we are back in business, and that's gonna be it. Congratulations to T2H again, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull up the graph. So again, it's 3-1 victory for T2H. Thanks for playing LAT. I feel like they played reasonably well. Just some small things that caused them to lose that game for there. Alrighty. Thanks guys for tuning in. I hope you guys had a good time watching, and you know, I feel like I feel like you know, these sorts of games it really tells you like the small differences, right? Like what would have happened in that game if LAT had seen Silk in time? What would have happened if the Colossus had finished? You know, like these things, like they're all excellent questions to ask yourselves, and you know, all we can do is like next time just try and do the best we can, you know. Thanks guys for watching. I'll wrap up the stream here. Hope you guys are doing well out there, and I hope you'll join me for the next stream. I think I'm gonna stream on Sunday Eastern Time morning, so that would be like early afternoon for Europe, I think, and then whatever else. I'll post an announcement. But that I think is Elite versus AS, so that should be an exciting match. Really looking forward to that one as well. Alrighty. Otherwise, I will go ahead and wrap up the stream in a few minutes, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day wherever you are. If you're in Europe, hope you guys can go to sleep because I imagine it's very late. Thanks everyone for watching. See you guys around. Bye.